Hello and welcome to Air It Out episode 5. I'm your host, James Andrews. This is my co-host. Now, this man has recently tied the knot.
Yep.
Haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
He also wore a suit in 38 degree heat and survived.
Survived.
Well done.
Well.
He also drafted Bo Nix and Troy Franklin in his NFL fantasy draft last night.
Yep.
It's Jack Stedman.
Thank you.
That's
Good
all right.
to know you've been doing research on my draft.
I couldn't miss it.
It was the last.
Okay,
it was
fine.
the last.
No,
pick.
whoa. Okay, it was a 14-man league. I'll
Yep.
give you that.
It was deep.
There's still 14 quarterbacks, probably. Well, say even 28
Oh, yeah, you're right.
over Bo Nix.
Yeah.
I'm taking. No?
It's a risk, but
Do you have another quarterback on the bench? Oh my goodness me! So you've
it was
just
deep.
So he's-
Troy Franklin, there wasn't a lot of receivers left, to be honest. That one you can let go.
isn't he? I think he's due to get 2 points.
Projections are around the 2 to 3 mark.
Okay,
He's not going to start.
Is he starting?
No.
Not the flex.
Maybe.
not. But Bo Nix is your QB1.
Yeah.
That's what
He's
we've
my-
established.
he's my QB.
Yes,
There is no-
14-man league QB1. I'm concerned for you. I'm really concerned for you.
I flagged him actually because just in case my connection cut out, I was like, make sure you get him. 'cause I
Auto
don't-
pick, Bo Nix.
Don't want someone to pick him up before I get him.
I think Deshaun Watson's still on the waiver. Just pick him up. Well, anyway, we're going
fun.
off topic already, aren't
Yeah.
we? Really. So,
of fun.
right. Obviously, our episode mention. I'm going to mention the Berkshire Renegades as always, sharing our stuff and our content. We really appreciate it as always. But Jack, we are moving on to
The phrase
NFL phrase, which
oh my
is-
God, that was in sync.
was actually well done. Yeah. So
That for
NFL
about
phrase.
10 minutes straight, didn't we, beforehand?
Yes, I've given you the floor for
Yep.
this.
Okay.
And you've picked
I've
the
picked
NFL phrase.
Hail Mary.
Oh, Hail Mary.
So, I mean, you've got the definition.
Actually, yeah, it's quite a good one, actually.
But yeah, I imagine you've probably heard it in everyday life anyway, or
Yeah.
even if you don't watch NFL. But Hail Mary. And
Yep. So basically, a long, typically unsuccessful pass made in a desperate attempt to score late in the game, sometimes before halftime.
Yep. If you
But usually before the end of the game, if a team's losing or it's close and all they've got really is to chuck it down as far as they can
try and get some points.
to try and get some points. That's basically the
Or if you've
definition
got
of a Hail Mary.
before half time, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I
And
guess
just go
the
for it.
risk is interception, but
Yeah.
I mean, unlikely to get picked and return.
Yeah, not good
touchdown.
for the stats for the quarterback. But if, like you said, an offensive coach, I mean, is probably going to go.
Usually most of the time they get battered down. don't
Yeah,
they?
like I actually had something. The one I can distinctly remember coming off was Kyler Murray and DeAndre
yeah.
Hopkins one. That was, what was that, 3 years ago?
Probably
4 years ago?
during lockdown, I think.
Was it?
Well, just after.
Because and a note on that actually, you had both in your fantasy team,
And we're playing you.
and I played you. Yeah, and I think did I still win?
No.
I lost. Okay. Yeah. Of
course you
You are my nemesis, actually. But yeah, no, so that one I distinctly, maybe it was because I lost. That's why I remember it.
I think it was close, and then he threw that.
tipped it to your favour. Yeah. So that's one I do remember. I think Kyler was kind of rushing around. I think it was literally the clock was at 0. But obviously they let the play go out. He's chucked it down, and D-Hop has jumped in between two or three defenders. Yeah. He's up in the air. He's caught it, brought it down, and
Big
touchdown. Unbelievable, actually. Unbelievable play. And yeah, that's one I do remember. I don't know if you remember any more.
There's Aaron Rodgers who won in the playoffs. So that
I think that was before.
Yeah,
that was few years ago, wasn't it? So I know Aaron Rodgers was quite.
known.
Hasn't he had? Yeah, hasn't he? He's had quite a few successful attempts.
There was one last year that was unsuccessful.
What one was that?
I'm pretty sure it was the Jets versus the Dolphins, and I think the Jets tried to. I don't know if it was Zach Wilson or.
I mean, they chased in every game last year, weren't they? So
even at halftime.
yeah. Fair.
Who was it? White, the quarterback, who came in.
Mike White. Mike White. Yeah.
I don't know if it was him or Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
I think it might have been White, but before halftime he threw it.
Okay.
But it got picked.
Got picked. Yeah.
For a touchdown.
So yeah, that's basically a Hail Mary. That's a couple of examples as well. I don't know if you had any more to add to that, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll just notice as well. Obviously, you've brought something with you today.
I thought season starts, doesn't it? So,
Yeah, season starts obviously next week.
Yeah.
and you've
I got a
brought
bit excited.
your Broncos jersey
Yeah.
with you, number 18. Yeah. Okay.
Do
Nice.
you know who that is?
Yeah, Peyton Manning. Yeah. Yeah, your favourite. Let's not discuss any further with that. Okay.
He did record amount of passing touchdowns on opening day.
Well, Peyton Manning.
7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fair.
So that's why Bo Nix is in my fantasy team.
Okay, right.
he's
Compared
gonna
him to
do-
Peyton Manning. Right, that's
They're
good.
like for like.
But yeah, we're excited for the season, aren't we?
Yep, can't wait.
Starts next Thursday, first game.
Yep.
Isn't it? Which we're going to discuss a little bit later, aren't we? But I can't believe how quickly it's come round.
Yeah,
obviously.
it's great.
Yes, it's fantastic. Red Zone starts again next Sunday. We'll both be watching that first game, though, won't we?
On Thursday.
Starts at, it's normally about 1 a.m, isn't it?
I think it's 1:20.
Oh God!
I don't know. They changed, don't they? I think,
Yeah, I know.
with commercials and whatnot, but I think it's about 1:20, 1:25
Yeah,
a.m.
yeah. I think you're right. So yeah, we'll both be watching it and be very tired for work the next day. I've obviously got my Kelsey Bros t-shirt on today
Is that that's for the podcast, right?
for the pod.
Yeah. You haven't worn that anywhere else, have you, recently?
Okay. Yes, I went to Taylor Swift. Yes, I really enjoyed it. All right. I was very much in my husband era. All right.
Yep, fair.
I've really enjoyed it as well. Yes, I had a few drinks as well. But yes, I did wear it there.
Good.
And really enjoyed it. But yeah, hopefully, they've got a pod as well. New Heights.
Yep.
Been very successful.
Yep.
Plug?
Plug, yeah. They need a plug.
They need it.
low on numbers,
they need it
aren't
more
they?
than us, I think.
With the-
So yeah, we've got more subscribers. Yes. So loads of things to talk about.
If you want to come on, the Kelsey brothers, we will have to check the schedule.
I think they'll probably have to get in line.
Yeah.
We've got a few lined up.
Next season, potentially.
It'll be too hasty. So, yeah, lots to discuss as always. Obviously, previewing week 1, coming around the corner. Obviously, we did a lot of fantasy football last episode because it's kind of fantasy football season. We're drafting for another league on tomorrow, Saturday. So yeah,
I'll give something away.
Okay.
I probably won't take Bo Nix as my QB1 for that one.
We do take that one a lot more seriously, don't we? So I don't blame you. But yeah, no, we're drafting again tomorrow with a few mates. We try and make it a day as well. We're doing like an obstacle course and games and stuff like that to sort out where we're going to be picking the draft position. So yeah, we do make a good day of it. Have a few drinks.
Like
a combine, yeah.
determine.
And then we'll be drafting later on that evening after.
Nervous?
No. I sounded nervous then, didn't I?
Yeah,
no, I'm not.
unsure.
No, I'm confident.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Fair.
I've done my research.
Yep.
Got my cheat
I've
sheets.
been talking about it for the last 2 months.
Exactly. So, but put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah,
really.
fair.
But yeah, no, looking forward to it. But let's move on. We've got. You wanted to discuss.
Yeah, I thought we did a lot of fancy last episode.
Yeah.
We'll try and do it on the socials throughout the season as
Yes.
well.
100%. Yeah.
Now it's started, we'll try and keep on top of it.
Yeah.
So this one's pretty much just on actual pure football.
Yes.
So
yeah. Looking forward to it, actually.
Yeah.
Looking forward to discussing it. So yeah, first of all, we'll go with division winners. So we're going to discuss each division. I've done NFC. You've done AFC.
Of course.
And we're just going to talk about each division, who we think's going to win the division. I've done where I think the other teams might fall. Jack's done a couple of wildcard spots as well. So do you want to take it away with the AFC?
Yep, sure.
Yeah.
So I'll start with AFC West. I brought my Broncos jersey.
Don't.
I've gone the Chiefs.
Thank goodness. Gone the Chiefs. Safe bet.
Yes, it's boring, isn't it? But it's. I think
It's not. They're just so good.
I looked at it and thought I can't see the Raiders doing it.
No, not. I don't think they've got enough, have they? They've got pieces.
Yes,
like
they've got the Chargers again.
Yeah, they've. But
And
the new
head
coach as well. Yeah.
But I was like, will they do it over the season to beat the Chiefs? I don't think so.
No.
And
No.
I'm obviously getting behind this bone like I do every year. You read stuff, you watch it, and you're like, this Bo Nix looks really good, so maybe I'll get behind the quarterback. But I am going to go for the Chiefs to win the AFC West.
I think that's a fair shout. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that at all.
It used to, like 3 years ago, you probably thought that's quite a tough division.
Yeah.
When Russell Wilson first came across.
Yeah, and the Chargers were Herbert's rookie year. He was very good.
Yeah.
And they had Keenan
You
Allen.
thought they might push on.
Mike Williams was fit. Austin Eckler looked like probably one of the best running backs in the league at that stage. Yeah. So you actually thought the Chargers might push the Chiefs. And then, like you said, the Broncos were looking a lot better than they are now.
Yeah.
But it's kind of dipped massively around. And even the Chiefs, have kind of dipped performance
Yeah,
offensively.
they
Not defensively, they've improved.
Start off a bit slower, don't they?
Yes.
But they still find a way to win it.
I mean, you got Mahomes. I mean,
it's hard. It's hard to not back them. I don't think so.
Agreed. Yeah.
And I have tried to be a bit different, but I couldn't justify not putting the Chiefs as
Imagine
division
the
winners.
hell you would have got if you put Broncos first.
Why?
We know why.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah. Next one.
East.
AFC East. Yeah.
Yep. So Bills, Pats, Jets, and Dolphins.
Yep.
This is probably the only rogue one
Okay.
I've gone for. I went for Jets.
Okay. So you're thinking that that's going to come together, basically, offensively, really.
I have read this week that apparently
I've read the same thing.
Like
Rodgers,
just keeping himself to himself. Has 3 mates and that's it.
Yeah,
which is not good.
Hasn't turned up to mini camps and just.
But did he ever do that?
Yeah, I know, and he still balls out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, if it was like Michael Jordan, if you want a day off, you give the day off.
Yeah.
You've done enough. Aaron Rodgers in that
Yeah, but he
similar.
has been out for a year.
No, I know, but I think, like you said, if you think that's going to come together, then fair. I think defensively, it's one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
One of the best in the league. But offensively, it needs to come together for them to. If it does, then I agree.
Yeah,
I'm just not
it's
sure.
a risk, I think. I don't think the Pats are going to do it. Even though I gave them reason to believe. If I'm being
they just named Jacoby Brissett as the starting quarterback as well. So, which I think was going to happen anyway.
It's harsh
think-
because
but just to throw Drake May into that situation,
that's what I mean. It's just to protect him.
What have they got?
But then he has been good, hasn't he?
Apparently so. Yeah, he's been good. He was good in college, obviously, but he's been good in preseason as well. Looked in camp.
He deserved the job, but I think you're right. It's to protect him.
Protect him, yeah. What have they got? Realistically,
I think the O-line's being questioned as well.
Yeah. So it's throwing him in. Yeah, throwing him into
beaten up.
It's like Bryce Young going into the first year of the Panthers. We threw him in, and maybe looking back, we shouldn't have done that because the pieces weren't there.
This is going a bit off tangent here.
Okay, go on.
Just a question for you. Because I thought about this earlier.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
You throw me here. Go on.
Yeah, Dak Prescott's not been paid.
Yep.
I don't know the Cowboys.
I don't
know if the Cowboys they're probably going to pay
Parsons.
Yeah, Michael Parsons, and they've just paid Lamb.
Yep.
So they might not have the cap to pay
Dak.
Yeah, so he might be a free agent.
Yep.
If you have a similar year, your O line's better.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got the weapons.
Yep.
Yep.
Some. I wouldn't say we've got all the
You've
weapons.
improved.
Still don't have a tight end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And it depends on Leggett as well, really taking a step up.
Okay.
Deontay I like. Deontay Johnson I really like.
You've done enough to give.
We've done enough for him to improve.
The tools.
Yeah, I agree.
You've got if you don't see much there, you take him.
No.
Don't take Dak Prescott.
Because I just don't think, does he elevate us that much more? Is he the difference? Was he even in our top 10 quarterbacks when we were doing them episode 1?
But he is in CJ Stroud's top 5.
Right. I just don't know. I don't know if he elevates us that much. To throw away how much capital you've given away for Bryce Young. Is he worth?
I guess you've got to stick with it.
I think you've got to stick with it and ride it out for maybe even another year and just see how it goes and try and just stack more receivers, a tight end that can actually catch the ball. I think we went off tangent there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just thought landing spot.
Yeah. Next AFC one?
So the AFC North. So Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers.
Tough one.
Yep.
Who have you gone for?
Bengals.
I knew you wouldn't go for the Ravens.
I think if they're man for man, if they're fully fit, I think the Bengals are very tough to beat.
Totally agree with you.
So that Burrow and Chase connection
it's probably AFC Championship game at the minimum, to be honest with you. If they're all fit, all firing off all cylinders, I think they're who the Chiefs need to beat to get to the Super Bowl.
I
think, I agree.
So I think
I still want to put my hat on the Ravens though.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just think they're so good in the season and consistent. I think, the Ravens
they've lost.
It'll be between those two, I think.
Yeah, Browns. I just think the Browns are always difficult. They're just
tough team, aren't they, to play?
Maybe they won't compete.
They're quite well rounded, aren't they? It just depends on Deshaun Watson
and
Chubb's coming back from a really bad injury. So it just depends on certain things, doesn't it, with the Browns? Yeah. Next one.
South. So Texans, Titans, Jags, Colts.
Yep.
I actually had Jags down there for a while, but I changed it to Texans.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, I like what they're doing, so in on the Texans, really.
Yep, I'm in with you there as well. All right, so, All right, we'll move on to the NFC then. NFC North, Bears, Vikings, Lions, and Packers. I've gone for the Lions.
Yep.
I actually think they're maybe with the 40. I think they're the best team in the NFC in general.
I don't disagree.
You can argue obviously the 49ers, but I just think they take another step towards hope. Well, I think the Super Bowl.
They've got the experience. They've got experience now playing in playoffs. I think they've got weapons everywhere.
Yeah, so I've put Packers second. I think the Packers.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Jordan Love. I think he's actually one of the favourites for MVP this year.
We'll come to that in a minute.
Yeah, but I think he has the weapons. The coach Matt LaFleur is very good as well. I just we'll discuss him a bit later. But yeah, I've got Bears third and then Vikings fourth. I think the Vikings.
It could be quite an interesting division. That.
Yeah, because the Bears can. Really good on, like you said, on paper, the Bears look very good.
Yeah, they do.
So that all comes together.
And the Vikings are again.
The Vikings are decent. Yeah, defensively they're not great, but if JJ McCarthy, and I know I think Sam Darnold's a starting quarterback.
JJ's out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out. Is he for the season?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Yeah.
Okay.
But the coach is good. He's like one.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, he's one of the
McVay tree, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a very good coach actually. Yeah. Yeah, NFC East, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders. I've gone... Who do you reckon I've gone for? You look at me.
I would not be surprised if you just throw the Commanders in there.
No, I haven't been that harsh. I've put the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
I think...
Refused to put the Eagles.
Although... there is that, yeah. I think...
What order? Cowboys, Eagles, 1, 2?
Yeah, I've gone Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, Giants.
Okay.
I just think Daniel Jones is going to stink again, and that's going to be it for him. Commanders, I think, could surprise a few. I think they've added some good weapons. They've got Jaden Daniels, who I like.
I just thought it's annoying just to put either the Cowboys or the Eagles.
It did. But I think the Cowboys, I know they've not really got a run game because, they've got Zeke and Dalvin Cook, who are both pretty, I think, over the hill.
I don't dislike the Dalvin Cook pickup.
Do you not?
No.
What did you see last year?
Yeah, but he was banged up. Like he came in injured.
He's always banged up.
But I think, according to him, take it with a pinch of salt, that he's healthier than ever.
Oh, great.
So I guess it's trying to
draft him
to help his paycheck.
like Stu Graham did yesterday.
Was it Stu or was it Tom?
I think it was Stu.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Tom drafted him last year when he was in the Jets. I think Stu drafted him.
Yeah. Maybe I'm also...
I drafted Rico Dowdle because I think the upside's there for him to get the job, to be honest. I just think it's less of a risk, if you know what I mean.
Fine. Is it a risk?
Don't touch it anyway. Just don't touch the Cowboys running backs at all. If you're drafting...
It's a risk-taking Cook. It's going to go in the later
If you're
rounds.
drafting Cowboys running backs,
Yep.
just take a minute, take a step, and see who else is available, I would say.
Fine.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. So I've gone Eagles second. Look, I'll get hell, obviously, for saying that, but I think Jalen Hurts regresses again this year, as he did last year. And I'll leave it at that. NFC South.
Hasn't been a back-to-back winner in that division. It's like
I saw that.
so many years now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Is it like 12 years or whatever?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Madness, yeah.
So it was Cowboys last year, so I don't know if that stays true.
No, I'm sticking with the Cowboys. Okay. NFC South, Panthers, Bucks, Falcons, and Saints. Don't look at me like that. I've put the Falcons first. Panthers second.
Have you? I actually think it's fairly even.
I just think the division is open. The Saints have a very old roster now. I think they're kind of in that we need to rebuild stage.
Yeah.
Obviously, Derek Carr's the quarterback, and I like Chris Olave. And I like Kamara.
Shaheed as well.
Shahid's there, yeah. I mean, I think they're in that stage where they go, I think we need to reset now and start again, because I think they do have quite an old roster.
A mixed bag.
Yeah. The Bucks
had them last.
I had them third. I had the Saints last.
Okay.
Bucks third. With the Bucks losing Dave Canales, obviously he's the Panthers head coach now.
I agree. I think
I think Baker Mayfield dives.
Yeah.
He can't play any better than he did last year.
I agree.
We've seen it. We've seen how inconsistent he can be and how bad he can be. I just think I know Mike Evans.
It's a good enough O-line.
It is. Yeah,
they've got Mike Evans.
Yeah, and Chris Godwin's still there.
Yeah.
So look,
Otton's Titans, okay.
the weapons are still there. I just think he dips.
And the defense is
Pretty decent. Yeah, I just think he dips though, and I think that will be their main issue. I've put a second, which may raise a few eyebrows because
certainly raised my eyebrows.
Okay, great. So it's going to raise a few. I just think we can kind of take it, like as in
I think it's wide open.
Yeah, I think it's there for the taking.
And you've got Saints week 1.
Week 1
that'll be
away.
Although week 1 is a bit of a liar, but
yes, it is
still weird. But
it will be interesting that game.
See where you
it
are.
will be interesting that game. And obviously the Falcons first. I just think they have everything. Actually, I really do. I think if Kirk Cousins
I used
goes,
to think that actually. I used to think when teams went through like a rebuild or they just started signing, like they got Justin Simmons, didn't they, off free agency?
Did they sign him? And they got Jesse Bates as well.
Exactly.
And they've got AJ
That's what I
Terrell.
mean.
That
You look at it and
secondary
you
is
think-
one of the best in the league.
And
Really?
yeah, but so you look. I always done this. That did this, and I don't want to call it a mistake, but you look at it and think, that's unbelievable. But
Yeah.
like the Chargers a few years ago when
Yeah.
they had that defense,
Yeah.
you thought, oh my god, it's amazing. Then whatever happened, it doesn't quite click.
So it's got to click. It
Yeah.
has to click.
Sometimes
Same
I'm
with
a
the
bit
offense
like-
as well, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because they got Kirk Cousins. They paid the quarterback. Obviously, we know about the weapons they've got. It's ridiculous. It's in abundance, really. So now, on paper, it is
good.
there for the
new head
taking.
coach.
New head coach, the Rams ex-head defensive coach or offensive coach, Raheem Morris, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think.
it is.
I think that it clicks, and I think they win the division. And I don't think it's a hard one to win. So even if they go, I don't know,
They weren't far off last year.
no, they weren't. No. But I think they'll win the division. NFC West, last one, just to round it up. Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, and Cardinals. I've gone for the 49ers winning it. I don't think there's too much. I've gone Rams second, Cardinals third, and Seahawks fourth. I do think the Cardinals will push a potential wildcard spot.
What don't you like about the Seahawks?
I just think new head coach Pete Carroll was there for donkey's years. It's got to I think it's got to have a bit of time. I think Geno Smith dives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think.
Why have I been getting hell for that?
No, I'm not saying. I've not said he's a good quarterback. But what I'm saying is, I just think he had his season.
Right.
He got paid.
Yeah.
I just think last year, I know the O-line was terrible, and I did back him a couple of weeks ago on the episode. But I just think again, I don't know. I just don't see it working.
Okay.
I don't. But yeah, they're the division winners we went through.
I've got wild cards here.
Yeah, you've got some wild cards for the AFC, haven't you? So do you want to run us through those?
Dolphins
quickly?
to make it.
Definitely.
I haven't got the Bills.
Okay. That means Sean McDermott's getting the axe, to be honest.
Jags I've got.
Yeah, they should do. They need to turn it around. Last year they weren't great, were they? To be
And
honest.
then I've got the
Who?
Denver Broncos.
You haven't, have
Sneaking in there.
you?
Yeah.
Okay. Should
Why
we
not?
move? Should we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been caught up in the Bo Nix hype
Oh my
because
goodness.
mobile,
Wildcard.
big lad, it's not gonna throw bombs.
I
be accurate.
will take a bet with you now.
Okay.
On camera.
Live on camera.
Live on camera. We'll do £20.
Yep.
I reckon you'll finish bottom of the division.
Oh, I don't.
You see that? £20. Send it to me later, right? Yeah. That bet's
Well, I'll send it to you. I won't send you at all. Actually,
I don't.
Receive it in February.
We don't promote betting at all, but just a friendly
wager.
bet.
Yeah.
Easiest £20 I'll make. Right. So
Panthers versus.
is it the Panthers Broncos
No,
this year?
we'll play each other this year. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're playing. Yeah, I think we're playing that division, aren't
But
we?
who has more wins?
We're not. We do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I disagree.
We're not having another bet.
No, fine.
Okay, so
take
you
all
wanted to you wanted to discuss the Super Bowl as well. Super Bowl predictions. Who do we think is going to be there, basically? Do you want me to shoot?
You go. Yep.
So I've gone. It's going to be so boring and safe. I've gone for the Lions versus the Chiefs.
Okay.
I just think, the Chiefs obviously AFC side. I was toying with the Bengals. But I just think they're going for the three-peat. It's quite a big thing.
Who do you think wins it?
Who do I think wins it? Oh, God. I reckon the Lions.
Okay.
I do. I would love it if they win it. Actually, I sound like Kevin Keegan. I don't know. I think they do it. I would be excited to see that Super Bowl as well. Very good Super Bowl.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, that's what I think anyway.
Cool.
Yeah. Who have you gone for?
Lions from the NFC.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Against
Okay.
Jets.
New York Jets.
New York Jets.
Cool, it's really clicking, isn't it?
I do
cool,
have,
they've gone all out.
I had Texans.
Aaron Rodgers MVP
I
again.
had Texans.
Okay, yeah.
And then I was like, nah, that's boring. Everyone's going to think that. So I'm going to just go
Jack's Jets.
Jets.
Okay, fair.
I just like the Jets. I like
you?
Garrett Wilson.
I know you do. Drafted him yesterday, didn't I?
Defense is good.
Yeah.
Defense used to win bowls.
Yep.
Still, I think to a certain degree,
I think it does. Yeah, I do.
I mean, it doesn't get you there though. I think the offense has to get you there.
Agreed.
So if it clicks,
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's just Aaron Rodgers and
good Super Bowl as well. That.
Brees Hall.
Jets Lions.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Oh, go on. Cool, you got the score, have
Yeah,
you?
got the score.
Okay, go on.
I'm going to go 27.
Oh, 27. Okay.
To 27 Lions
Yeah.
to 17 Jets.
Okay.
Lions win it.
Like it.
Yeah.
Like it a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll move on to what we're going to do now is some MVP predictions. Obviously, we've got MVP. We've got Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and what was the other one? Defensive Player of the Year as well. So do you want me to go first for MVP?
Yep.
We haven't discussed these, so we don't know
Might be the same, yeah.
We don't know who we've picked. So for MVP, I've gone for Jordan Love.
So have I.
Have you actually? I think passing yards he's going to be up there. I think this Green Bay schedule's kind of in the bottom 2/3 of the league. Wide receiver room is stacked. I like both tight ends, Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft.
Yep.
O-line's decent. And Matt LaFleur, the coach.
Defense is pretty good.
Defense is good. Fine. They surprised a lot of people last year.
Yeah.
Beating the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Yeah,
smashing the Cowboys in the playoffs. And he just looked so assured.
Last year he was a bit shaky to start off with.
He was, yeah.
Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then
he
second
went,
half.
Yeah,
he's just like, this guy is it.
Yeah, like he looked it, didn't he? And so I'm glad we're on the same page.
I completely agree.
So yeah, no, I think that.
I think he's like 4th or 5th favourite.
Is he? Yeah. But he's up there. Yeah. I think fair. I mean, get on that.
14-1 if you want.
Really?
Yeah, Sky Bet.
Okay. I won't do it now. Anything else to add to that? Or?
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
All of it. I thought it was a bit outside.
Anyone maybe pushing him? Obviously Mahomes, but we don't want to be boring and say the same thing.
Yeah.
I think if Joe Burrow stays fit, I think always goes to a QB.
Last year I thought McCaffrey should have won it.
Didn't Cooper Kupp win the year before?
Was it Cooper Kupp? Or maybe. It's always an offensive player, but it's usually quarterback. So that's why I stuck with quarterback.
Same with me.
But yeah, and I just think, I think he passing yards, touchdowns, all of it. I think
he's well up
will
there.
Be good. So
well up there.
And that's usually what you go off, isn't it?
Yes, 100%. So defensive player of the year, I've gone for Micah Parsons from the Cowboys. Yeah. And I'll tell you why I think that. It's payday year.
I was going to say.
So he's got a bit of a point to prove. I don't think he's got anything to prove, but I think
he wants the bag.
He wants the bag. And will the Cowboys pay him? They should do. But obviously, like you said, Dak needs to be paid as well. So, I think he'll also have a bit of a chip on his shoulder because obviously the Cowboys in the offseason have been spoken about quite a lot about not improving at all, really. And I know he's involved in all that social stuff. I've seen him on podcasts and stuff like that with CJ Stroud. So I think he'll have a bit of a chip on his shoulder and want to prove a few people wrong about the Cowboys. Yeah. And I think he'll be lights out this year.
Fair. I've gone for Max Crosby.
Oh, do you know what? I was toying with that as well.
I think he's been flirting with it for a couple of years now.
Totally agree.
I think they're all in on that coach.
Yes. Antonio Pierce.
At the Raiders. So I think they'll just play for him. Quarterback situation slightly better. So
marginally, isn't it? I
think just Gardner Minshew. So they'll be in games with a bit more to play for.
Yeah.
Not that he doesn't play lights out all the time, but I just think he's like he's good and he's a nightmare to play against. And I think
absolute nightmare. He causes chaos every time I watch him. He's just everywhere, isn't he?
Yeah.
And him and Mahomes normally have it out a little bit as well, which is quite. I like watching that game actually because them two are quite at it.
Yep, they are
a lot.
I think like sometimes too far, but a lot of time it's just respect, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I mean it's two great players, isn't it? So rookie of offensive rookie of the year. We'll start with.
Yep.
I've gone boring.
Yeah, so have I.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay.
I think the Cardinals. I've said it a few episodes now. I think they'll be the surprise package of the season. I think offensively they'll be a lot better than they were last year. I think they'll be airing it out nice. with Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury. Not Cliff Kingsbury. What am I on about? No, can't remember the bloke's name now. But I just think, everything I've seen of him and what's projected of him, I just think it goes hand in hand a little bit. So
nice.
You got Malik?
No, Caleb Williams.
Yes, I think it's one or the other, isn't it?
He's got everything there to be able to do it. Like the weapons are in abundance. So
yeah.
So even the running back's good. He could just dump it off to him.
Swift can catch a ball as well, can't he? So
yeah, a lot of noise, I guess. But it's starting week 1, isn't he? So
yeah, I mean, a lot of noise about him actually, isn't there? Too much noise that doesn't really matter as well. About his appearance and stuff like that. I mean, ridiculous.
But as long as he stays healthy, and they have a decent enough season, then he'll probably get offensive rookie.
Totally agree.
Of the year.
Yeah, I think he'll be. I think actually he'll be between those two. I think whoever performs.
I was close to saying Neighbours, but then I just
it's just Daniel Jones, isn't it? It's just like what's going to happen there. Like, I agree. Let's move on to week 1. First game of the season.
Do you want to do offensive player of the year?
Did you? Yeah, you could. If you got one, sorry. Yeah, go on.
I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Nice.
I think again, chip on the shoulder.
So good.
Yeah,
so good.
In that line, well, I've got Lions.
Probably going in your top 5 in fantasy leagues as well.
He went in ours yesterday.
He did.
Yeah.
I think he's so good. I really like him.
So I think he's got a point to prove.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yeah, no fair. Yeah, let's move on to week 1.
Sure.
First game of the season, which we're all excited for. Chiefs versus Ravens.
Yep, it's a good one.
Good game to start. Lamar versus Mahomes. MVP Lamar.
Yep.
Versus Super Bowl winner Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
So looking forward to it. You looking forward to watching Lamar play?
Yeah, I like Lamar. I think I think he's a great player.
Oh, he's backtracking now, aren't you, mate?
I just, as a quarterback, and what a quarterback should do.
Interesting. Okay, let's move on to.
You shut me off.
Yeah.
I saw someone speak about it the other day that they've drafted receivers like first round year after year. The Ravens. The O-line is exceptional. The defense is great.
Are you
go and win a playoff game?
Are you okay?
Yeah, that's what I've got to say. Like, I like him, and it's a highlight reel, and he's superb, and what he does running the ball is amazing. And I watch it all day. I think it's going to be exciting in the first game.
Yep.
As a quarterback, he's in my top 10. But go and win a playoff game, or go win the Super Bowl.
You hear that, Lamar?
Yeah.
Hear that? Okay.
And then prove me wrong, shut me up, and I'll never do a podcast again.
And you'll apologise.
Yeah, apologise.
Fantastic. So we've had a little fun actually. We've done a little RAB.
Yep.
RAB we like to call it. Request a bet.
Request a bet. Build a bet.
Build a bet.
Yep.
Yeah, bet builder, whatever you want to call it. We've got a couple for you to help you week 1, haven't we? First game. So do you want me to go through mine first?
You go for
So I've got 5 selections here. I've got 2 touchdown for each team. I've gone Isaiah Pacheco and Derrick Henry, both running backs. I think Pacheco, I actually think he'll break the top 10 fantasy wise this year, and I think he'll be. I think he looks like that anyway,
yeah.
And I think they'll use him a lot more this year as well. So I think he's going to get in the end zone. Derrick Henry, I think, is probably a given every game, realistically, and they can now protect Lamar a little bit more.
Even last year though, like goal line, they would still pass it off. Hand it off to like Gus Edwards.
He's got loads. Yeah, so I think Derrick Henry's a given. Pacheco anytime's evens. Henry anytime's 8 to 11. I've gone over 46.5 points which might seem steep, but I do think it's going to be a little bit of a
think
shootout
shootout?
first game. Yeah, I think they're going to want to excite people. So I'm buying in the hype. I'm hoping for a good game.
Yeah.
And I've gone the overs on both tight ends. I've gone Travis Kelce and Andrews. I've got Kelsey's overs 58.5 yards and Andrews is 46.5. And that pays out 15-1.
Yeah, nice.
So I think that's a good little wrap.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
mine's not as extravagant as yours.
Is it not?
No, I've gone Mark Andrews on the over, similar to you.
Yeah.
46.5.
I think that's a given because
I think that's low.
so do I.
So I think-
So do I.
Take that. If it's still that, take it.
Yeah.
I've gone Lamar Jackson to go over on passing yards. Because I think I try and not look at the players. I try and look at the stat line and think, is that doable?
Is that achievable?
And it's 217.5.
Okay.
So I think I said on like episode 1 or 2 that his average is like 180 against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So it's slightly more than his average, but it's not a massive passing yard line.
All I'm
is it?
saying, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have no idea how it's going to go. That's the beauty of week 1. But when I try and think about it, they might be chasing the game.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
therefore,
I don't think that's necessarily.
or you're playing
gonna be
against Mahomes, so you probably think
I need to
you've
do
got to get
something
points.
on every drive, don't
Yeah.
you? Really? Yeah.
so
no,
that's why I think like there's probably fourth downs where they go for it, where they wouldn't in other games, that kind of stuff, and that
Yeah.
extends the drives, etc., or they're chasing it. So I think he gets the passing yards. Then Pat Mahomes to get over 1.5 passing touchdowns, and then which I think those 3 will be fairly comfortable in backing. If you want to increase the odds a little bit, then Pacheco's over 61.5 rushing yards. I like the rushing yards week 1 if it's a starting running back, because I just think the defensive line they practiced, but they're not game practice.
I know what you mean. It's first
They've done
game, isn't it?
friendlies,
Yeah, yeah.
They've been in and out. It's first game when like pads on.
Usually,
go for it.
usually like for the first team players, it might even be their first game.
Yeah, exactly. So
really,
a few missed tackles and stuff out there,
Yeah.
and then you can get the explosive yards. So I think
yeah, fair. I
try and
like
take
that.
the running
yeah,
back
I like that.
if they're low, 60
Yeah, I like
yards, like 1 25, 30 yard run, you're almost there. So,
Exactly. Yeah. No.
so yeah, so that's all of that is 7-1.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've also done week 1 games as well. I've actually done the 6 p.m. games.
Oh, I did it all the same window.
Yeah.
window.
So obviously, if you're not familiar, obviously on Red Zone it starts at 6 o'clock, and they have loaded games at 6, and then they've got normally 3 or 4 at 9ish,
Yep.
9:15, and then they normally have a late one
One
at
later one, yeah.
about midnight, isn't it? Really, and then one on Monday night and Tuesday night, and then that wraps up the week, doesn't it?
They changed it last year. They had like
Yeah, aren't they changed it this year as well?
they've got.
Aren't they doing a Friday night
That's
game?
because it's in Brazil.
Is it in Brazil?
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
Eagles.
yeah. Eagles game. I swear Travis Kelce said he was playing on Friday this year as well.
Maybe.
They might be, they might be doing it slightly differently. I know Christmas is a bit of a weird one as well, isn't it? So, So week 1, I've gone for winners. We're discussing the winners here. So I've gone Bills to beat the Cardinals. I don't think that's too hasty,
Nope.
to be honest. I've gone Panthers to beat the Saints at the Saints. Thoughts?
I think the odds will be good. So, and it's probably
It
you
does
get
boost the
good
odds.
money or boost the odds for something that is achievable.
Yeah.
Is what I'd say.
Miami to beat the Jags. I think that's a good one. Miami always start off hot.
and it's still in Florida.
Yes, yeah. Vikings to beat the Giants. I think the Giants just avoid.
No, I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Bengals to beat the Pats. It's probably the easiest one of the season. Falcons to beat the Steelers, and the Bears to beat the Titans.
Yeah, I wasn't sure on that one.
I don't know what you're going to get from the Titans.
That's
They
what
don't
I
have
mean.
Derrick
Yeah,
Henry.
I know.
I know they've got Calvin Ridley in
Hopkins.
D-Hop, yeah. I think he's questionable already, which is standard. But yeah, so that's who I've gone for week 1 anyway, winners wise.
Yep.
Who have you gone for?
Mine are not too dissimilar. Falcons
No?
to beat the Steelers.
Yep.
It's just a quarterback situation at the Steelers. I know they've announced Russell Wilson.
Yeah, this week. They announced him week 1. So yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
But I think I'm just going to get on that Falcons train and assume they beat the Steelers.
Agreed.
Bills Cardinals. I think that's closer than it looks.
I do agree.
So
I do agree
hesitant,
with that.
But I've gone Bills.
But I think just the Bills edge it. I think that'd be a good game.
Yeah, it might
I
take
think
a while to get going.
I think that'd be a really good game. Really good game.
Bengals, Pats. I think that one's.
I think that's a given.
We might look real stupid here, but I think that's a dot on the card, right?
That's a tick.
Same as you, Dolphins to beat the Jags.
Yeah.
I think it'll be closer again, but I think
The Dolphins just start off hot.
Yeah,
They always do. 500
hard
yards.
to keep up with. So
Yeah.
and then so that's all the early window. Then late window, I've got Cowboys to beat the Browns.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
Nice. Should we finish up with start and sit?
Yep.
So I know, I think a lot of fantasy, we always cover fantasy football, so here's the fantasy football side. A lot of websites and stuff do start and sit each week. So obviously week 1's next week, so we've just got a couple of players. I've got 2, you've got 2,
Yep.
and then I've got 2 to sit, you've got 2 to sit as well. So we're just going to quickly run through them just to give you a little heads up and hindsight into what we think might happen.
Yep, let's go.
Hopefully. I'll start with the 2 to start. I've gone James Cook versus the Cardinals. I like James Cook in general. I think he's a passing down back as well. Joe Brady coming in end of the second half of the season last year, he used him a lot more than they did at the first half of the season. They've lost Diggs in the passing game. So I actually think their main cog, apart from Dalton Kincaid, who I really like, I think James Cook's the next port of call. So I agree. Start him. I think, and that Arizona defense isn't great. So
the run defense, wasn't good last year.
Run defense was terrible. So I think start James Cook. He's a good start.
I don't know if it's a hard start though, is it?
No.
I think you've drafted them, you're going to start him.
Yes, I think so. You never know. They're in those 8-man leagues.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe in the flex. Sure. But you'll probably have options. So, but I do definitely start him.
Yep.
Do you want to go with one? Because I think
we've got the same one.
We've got the same one in the second one.
Smith and Jigba I've got.
Yeah, so have I. He's my second one.
Just because
they're playing the Broncos.
Pick them up all episode, then choose the wide receiver that's going to play against them, right?
Yeah.
Just because I've seen our depth chart on our roster.
Secondary not looking good.
Depends who. I assume that we'll have Patrick Surtain on DK Metcalf.
I'd assume that as well.
Because that would be
that's a good little game that.
Yeah.
Too,
so
actually.
It leaves the other cornerback.
And I think we're in the same way where we think JSN's probably wide receiver 2 now.
Yeah,
Tyler Lockett maybe regresses a little bit. I think we're on the same page there.
We'll get space.
Yeah.
The Broncos, I guess, cornerback number 2 is currently on IR.
Yeah.
So, although we've got a rookie that is, I think we took him 3rd or 4th round, and apparently he's been
good,
very good.
Okay, cool.
But he's a rookie.
Yeah,
I can get exposed
first game
week 1,
could be a bit nervous. Yeah.
So that's why I think it's not bad. I'll start him probably.
Yeah. Who's your other one?
Brian Thomas for the Jags.
Brian Thomas. Oh, like it a lot. Rookie. Yeah. Like it.
I think it's against Miami. So they're gonna, I think,
shootout.
Yeah, so it could be a shootout, and
he's a deep threat as well.
No one's played against him yet, really, have they? Apart from in college, but in the NFL,
bit of an unknown entity, isn't he? So I like that. I like that a lot. And 2 sits. We'll finish up with 2 sits. I've gone kind of contrary to who I drafted last night, but I actually traded him as well. Yeah, I traded him the same night. Josh Jacobs versus the Eagles. Only because I know, like you said, running backs are pretty scarce and you're probably going to start him. But I think the Eagles are obviously good up front. Josh Jacobs, what one are we going to get? I don't really know. He's got a lot of miles on the clock.
I had him and Cook yesterday in the draft, and I'm in between the two of them, and I
took James Cook.
Yeah.
Like I said, I traded him. I took him and I traded him for Kenneth Walker and Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Which I think.
Who gave you that?
Ryan Watkins.
Okay.
So swindled him, didn't I?
A little bit.
But yeah, and my other sit, I'll just get my other sit is George Pickens versus the Falcons. Yeah. I just think that Falcons secondary is so good. I'd be worried about starting any wide receiver against them, but probably bar the elite ones.
Yeah, and last year the receivers for the Broncos didn't exactly do well, and quarterbacks there. So.
Russell Wilson's QB1, I don't know what.
He could be really good.
No, I like George Pickens as well, but I think sitting for this week, I think it's a really tough matchup actually. So yeah, last 2 sits.
Yep, I've kind of gone against what I said for the requested bet about doing running backs
okay.
week 1 because I usually break tackles, and this guy's pretty good at breaking tackles.
Go on.
Derrick Henry.
Wow. Stu won't be happy.
No. It's like I tried to do players that you wouldn't normally sit and chose them to sit.
Yeah.
I just think maybe they might, again, in my head, I'm like, they might be chasing the game. They might not use him. He's not really receiving running back.
Yeah, there is that, especially in PPR leagues. It's which we play. It's quite important that if they can catch a pass, you do look at them a little bit more than someone that doesn't.
And I'm just a bit and it's a me thing, not anyone else thing. But
There we go.
whenever I play fantasy, I like to keep my players later on like Sunday and have like later Sunday players. I don't know why.
I know why you do that.
No.
No.
So it's like Thursday night.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean though.
And if he
You don't want to see those
he was
single
to drop,
digits
like,
after Thursday night, do you?
6 points, you're like, oh my God, why did I start?
Why am I starting? Yeah.
So yeah, week 1 game, might be chasing, might not get a lot of the ball. Although, and then he could also run for like
1,000 yards.
200 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I'm just sat there saying, don't start Henry. I think if you've got deep running backs, like your running backs are good, then you can probably get away with it. If you're in like a 12,
14-man league like we yesterday.
You start
You
him.
start
Yeah.
You started.
Your running backs must be elite. You're not starting Derrick Henry because who is it?
Yeah, go on. Who's your last one then? Wrap us up.
Chris Godwin.
Okay, yeah. Back in the slot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really like. It's a bit of a thing.
Who are they playing? Do you know they're playing Bucks? Who are they playing?
You hadn't to lose, didn't you? Who was it?
Yeah, who are they playing? They are playing. No, I didn't have them to lose. But yeah, okay, go on.
Don't know. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's finger in the air. I don't know how they're going to do. I think
Baker
gets a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Like Mike Evans is number 1.
Yeah.
So, I think he could be really good or just be completely under radar and get like 4 or 5 points and do not a lot. So, I think maybe sit him, see how that offense operates week 1.
I think maybe put him in week 2. Yeah. Okay, well, we've ran through a lot today. We're looking forward to week 1 next week, aren't we?
Can't wait.
It's back. The season's back. I bet you're all excited as much as we are. Do you want to take us out, Jack, on the outro?
Welcome. When this goes out, it'll be 1 week to go until it starts. Well, less than that because Thursday night, but 1 week until Red Zone. So
Red Zone Sundays.
Sit back, enjoy. We can't wait. We'll try and keep the content going throughout the season. And we'll be back on the video with more content.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Launch our Instagram. We're going to be providing loads of content out there. Keep messaging us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you.